If I could just take one movie, this is the one movie that if all I could only take one movie to represent me, I would take.
What was the first movie you saw at the movie theaters?
First movie I ever saw at the movie theater. I can tell you the first movie I remember. I don't know the first movie I saw. The first movie I remember watching in the movie theaters was the original Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston, 1968.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I remember distinctly at the end of the movie when he sees the Statue of Liberty for the first time, they pull out and show it. I remember the audience in the movie theater going, oh.
It's so shocking, yeah.
Yeah.
First movie I ever saw at a movie theater. I remember the first movie I ever saw, but I think it was at home, was Dumbo. The original Dumbo from 1941 or whatever it is, the Disney animated flying elephant. And that movie can still make me cry. One of the first movies I remember watching in a theater, although it probably wasn't my first, was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, I love this movie.
I remember my parents taking me to that one. Yeah, I love that movie too.
I honestly don't remember, but I think it might have been something like The King and I, maybe?
And Ed, 30 years later, you are back as Axel Foley. Why did it take so long for it to happen, and what was it like for you to return to this role?
It took so long to happen because we had done 3 Beverly Hills Cops, and I liked the first 2, but I didn't like the third one. So I was like, when they said, let's do another one, I was like, the third one sucked. I want to say sucked. The third one wasn't as good as the other ones. And I don't want to do anything that's not as, I don't want to do another shitty one. So we have to have the right script. So over the years, they just kept writing stuff, and maybe 8 scripts over the years, and nothing was right. Because it's on TV. Beverly Hills Cop is on TV all the time. It's like part of the lexicon. It's part of the, if you grow up here or you grow up anywhere, this movie is on all the time. So it just was like yesterday. I hadn't seen these actors in years, but as soon as we started acting together, it just flowed because we see the movie all the time. The only thing that didn't flow was some of the action, because I was 21 in the first one. You can't quite flow like you did when you was 21 when you're in your 60s.
Well, it's just a treat, Eddie's a very creative, funny guy. He's very, very laid back off camera. He's a very quiet, laid back guy off camera. But when they turn that button on, he turns it on. And you got to be prepared for it. And I got my degree in theater, did a lot of theater, so I'm used to improvising. So you get used to that, and you just play off of each other and trust each other's talent, and we all respect each other and trust each other. So it was just a joy. It's like a family reunion, getting back together.
It was a dream, man. I've loved Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop since I was a little boy. My older brother was a big Eddie Murphy fan, so that's how I came to it. And do you have any older brothers or sisters?
2 sisters.
Older?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so maybe you've experienced this as well. The stuff that your older sibling likes takes on a certain elevated, ultra cool quality. And that's what happened with me and Eddie Murphy, because my brother was such a big fan.
Beverly Hills Cop is one of the biggest classics released in the 80s. So if you have to pick 3 movies from the 80s, which one would you choose?
3 movies from the 80s. Okay. Back to the Future, Wall Street, and from the 80s, Prénom Carmen, the Godard movie from the 80s. That's a weird movie, but I like weird Godard movies. He got extra weird in the 80s.
Well, Beverly Hills Cop, and another movie I did called Midnight Run with Robert De Niro. That's one of my favorites, and I enjoyed working on that film too. And Marty Brest directed that one also. So Marty and I have a little history together. And well, I can't think of maybe Beverly Hills Cop 2 in '87. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine. I love it, both movies. Footloose and Beverly Hills Cop were released in the same year, 84. If you had to fight with Ed Murphy, who would win as the greatest classic of the 80s, Footloose or Beverly Hills Cop?
I think if you look at the power that Beverly Hills Cop had, it has 4 movies. Right there, he wins.
Ed, Axel Foley is one of the funniest characters in your career, but I would like you to choose which one is funnier, Axel Foley or Prince Akin.
Those guys are equally funny. You know, I can't go the character. I tell you what, here's a good way to do it. If I could just take one movie and say, this is the one movie that of all, I can only take one movie to represent me, I would take Nutty Professor. Because Nutty Professor shows all that I'm doing so many different things and playing these different characters, just shows a bunch of different things that I could do that I think only I could do. And so I'm like, movie has a bunch of, and I think all those characters are really, really funny. That one represents what I do and who I am the most, I think. Maybe Donkey from Shrek. Donkey is very, very, very funny.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
I love that movie because too, it's two movies going on. You take it and watch it with your kids, and then the donkey, it's doing stuff and saying some jokes that go over the kids' heads that the parents can appreciate. Donkey's pretty funny.